second half of my military career was as a Navy pilot. Started out in the Marine Corps, driving tanks. I never even wanted to fly.
Tell me about the first time you soloed. I'm sure it's burned into your brain.
Oh, it absolutely is.
Yeah.
I was terrified. The thing about your first time alone in a plane is that your hearing gets so much better. It's so weird. Like you started this plane 20 times. The one time you start it when no one else is there, you hear everything.
For all the right reasons, like you found success every single step along the way. What is the reason for your success where others have probably failed? Sir, good to see you.
Bro, it's good to see you.
Man, it's good to have you on. Lots to talk about today. Really excited to have you on the podcast. So welcome back to the 1% podcast with our good friend, Bryant Nunn. Bryant, let's just dive right into it. It's my business partner and friend, Doug Cellini, and we like to kind of have a lot of good conversations with business owners, entrepreneurs, C-level executives. Your story was quite interesting to me. I think you maybe were surprised I wanted to reach out and have you on, but I found a lot of value in doing that. Tell us who you are and what you're all about.
Thanks, Robert. First, thanks for having me, man. This is
our
great,
pleasure.
Guys. This is a lot of fun. Anything that gets me away from my email these days is wonderful.
Right.
But just hanging with friends, this is great. But I'm Bryant Nunn, born and raised in Detroit on the west side. And I'm like just one of the most fortunate dudes you'll ever meet, man. When you invited me, I was like, why would he even want to talk to me? You know? And then you mentioned like the one or two things, small things that affect your life. But, so I did a lot of thinking, and it's been a great ride so far, man. I turned 50 this year, so I'm halfway there.
Oh, congratulations.
Halfway.
And I'm going to say halfway there
halfway,
from now on.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
72, halfway there. Man, halfway there. I started my military career for the longest.
Yeah.
All in all, it's about 29 years.
29 years of service.
And it was not supposed to be that long.
Sure.
It wasn't supposed to go that way, but it did, and I've just been so fortunate. Had a career. The second half of my military career was as a Navy pilot.
Yeah.
Started out in the Marine Corps, driving tanks. But it all kind of happened because I lost my dad young, like 12 years old.
Oh wow.
Yeah, for sure. So, it just all I knew was that he did it. You know, and so I was open to enlisting, and that just kind of it snowballed from there. It took off. So.
What branch was your father in?
He was in the Marine Corps.
Okay.
Yeah, in Korea. He's an older guy. He was born in 1937.
Okay.
Yeah, so he was in Korea. He might have misled the age thing. So he was there at like no fooling like 17.
Yeah.
You know, like early 17.
Yeah.
So I knew that he did it, and that was a way that my mom wouldn't have to worry about college for me. Fortunately, and my parents were always, the things I remember them saying most was, you're going to be our lawyer.
Yeah.
And that part wasn't the part that stuck, but it was that education was critical.
Sure.
And, with just my mom, my sister, and mom would have done anything to make that happen. So I just wanted to make it happen on my own, and let mom help my sister out, with school and whatnot. So that's how that started, man. And it was just a great ride. It was so much fun.
Wow.
So you started in the Marines.
I did.
You did all 29 years in the Marines?
No. Just the first 3.
Okay.
And school was the primary motivator.
Yeah.
And then, you make that step, and then you just start meeting people who have just incredible backgrounds and incredible focus. And there's this place called Paris Island, and you can't focus, they'll teach you. It's just incredible having, you're 17 and everybody's cool, and you meet these guys called drill instructors for the first time, and they're like 30-year-old men who are very angry.
Yeah.
And like
all day.
I'm kind of messy at home. Why would this guy be mad at me? Oh, he'll be mad at you. And so you tend to, I like the word distill. It distills your focus down to, okay, how do I get through today? From there, I started going to school part-time, and I was going to Coastal Carolina Community College, and my wife and I were just talking about this. And when I got accepted to that place, you couldn't tell me that I did not succeed. Like this
Yeah.
is the whole mission. you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did it. I made it. I'm in school. I'm
Yeah.
taking 2 classes. I'm
Yeah.
the youngest guy here.
Yeah.
Only one not married.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is wonderful. I'm missing a lot of school because we're going into the field and training and whatnot. But you couldn't tell me. Like I was so, Robert, it's hard for me to explain, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I was so happy.
Yeah.
You know, I was happy. I did it.
Yeah.
It you couldn't tell me it wasn't Harvard.
Yeah.
You know, and just because of the amount of energy I gave it, you know.
Yeah.
So that was the start. Yeah, community college. I'm a community college guy. Military guy, community college, the whole nine.
That's amazing. So, I mean, here at 1% Podcast, we've set this podcast up because we were having a lot of these type of conversations with clients in our offices. And we were just saying, man, we need to get these stories out there, right? And there's a lot of humble people like yourself where
successfully
humble where we have to really pull hard, right?
Sure,
to get you to talk about yourself. So we apologize for that question, but I think there's a lot to unpack there, right? Because you mentioned losing your father at the age of 12, going into the Marine Corps out of high school, and were you one of the first members of your family to go to like any post-secondary schooling?
Yes.
Is that what I'm getting here?
Yes.
Yeah, getting that. So that's a huge success, right?
Huge.
Huge success. And so why not stop?
Sure.
You've reached their goal.
Yeah.
Why, like what's taking to the next step?
Great question. And I think this is probably one of those small things, but just being. So, my dad and I had a talk. I was young, and we were walking in downtown Detroit, and there was a homeless guy on the corner, and he goes like, "Hey, you think that guy could ever help you?" You know, and I'm like 10.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, back then, like I have a Nintendo at the house. You know what I mean?
That's
and
good.
life is super good. I have my bike.
Yeah.
You know, like what
Go
better?
anywhere.
Like how could like I'm good.
Yeah.
You know, something just like that. No, I mean, you know,
Yeah.
you know, and then my dad said that guy could absolutely save your life someday. If he's on this corner for the rest of his life, he knows when the bus is coming, and you're gonna cross the street. So you should. Whatever anyone says, you can always listen to them.
Yeah.
Put it away, and if you need it, you need it. But if not, you know, then you file it away. Maybe you'll need it later, right?
Yeah.
Sure.
So I have just it's kind of like a birth defect. I'm there to listen. Like whatever you have to say, I'm there to hear it. You know.
Yeah.
And if it's useful now, great. Otherwise, I'll assume it'll be useful later, and I save it away. So
So start this pursuit of learning, right?
really, and it just has been, you know, open to hearing people and assuming that they are maybe better at something than I am or smarter about something than I am. So I'm very interested in learning, you know, what they have to say. So at like year 2, maybe year 1.5, my like one of the guys was just like, hey man, you've done great in school. Are you interested in Naval Academy? And I was just like, cool. What is that? I've never heard that before. I had never heard of it.
Yeah.
So they explained to me like how could you never heard about it? You've heard of West Point? Yeah, I've heard of West Point. You know, those are Army guys though, right? You know, and I was like, why are you asking me about the Naval Academy? And it just is. He said, you know, the Marine Corps' Department of the Navy, so you know you can go there. And I go, sure. Is it like I get a license from it, or I was going to every school I could? And they were just floored, man. And but I applied. I retook the SATs, and once they told me it was free, that was the great.
Yeah.
It's free. Great. I'll go. I get a degree.
Right.
And they're like, is there a catch? And they just said, no, you're just going to continue doing what you're doing right now. You continue to serve. So I applied and was fortunate enough to go to the Naval Academy prep school for a year, which gets you back into the books, you know, and then the Naval Academy for 4. And from there, I chose to fly for the Navy.
That's amazing.
Yeah. But it was just like, and once, like, I was going before I saw the campus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I was no T-shirts, no propaganda, no nothing. But then once you see it, it's just so big.
That's
you know?
amazing.
That's what got the ball rolling. Just people caring, and you know, and once they see your effort and how much you care about what they're caring about, then they're willing to help you.
Yeah.
And just kind of little course corrections along the way. Oh, yeah.
So you're pilot for the Navy for how many years?
I graduated in 2001, retired in 2003, so that was 22 years.
Oh, wow.
In the Navy as a pilot. I enlisted in 94, so like 29 total for the Academy. Yeah, a long time, brother. Yeah.
And I would imagine you're still a pilot, and so who are you working for right now?
I am.
Or you are on your own?
So yeah, after retirement, my wife Renee, she said, I just wanted to be normal. I wanted to be home.
Yeah.
My military career, I did 5 deployments over 6 months.
Oh, wow.
So 2.5 years at least away. Some of them were 7 months. And then there were like 90-day stints, 30-day stints. We're out and back. But I wanted to be like Norm on Cheers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like walk into a local diner and just have the usual Norm. Oh, perfect. That is all I wanted in retirement.
Yeah.
You know? And Renee said, hey, we're okay if you fly again. Like, and I said, well, I'll be away from home a little bit.
Yeah.
We're okay with that. The kids are grown. You know, we had a senior in high school, junior in high school at that time. And then
they don't want to be around you anyway. So
I have to take that 2 ways.
right. They're busy.
Right, you know, I'd be like, I don't know, you know, it's great. You know? So I could take that, literally 1 of 2 ways.
Yeah.
So she found Kalitta Charters.
Yeah.
And I applied, and it's been a great experience. And they had an opening at chief pilot. They were looking to change direction, you know. And so they offered me the position, and that was about 14 months ago.
Oh, that's amazing.
So it's been great.
Yeah.
It's been wonderful. You know, like it's just been me showing and doing what I've learned along the way. You know, the military, we care about our people and support them, and that's all I do. I just kick down barriers for my guys and gals.
A lot of mentoring of younger pilots as well.
You'd be surprised.
Yeah.
The mentoring, not necessarily younger.
Yeah.
You know, just have a lot of freight dogs. You know, guys who just fly boxes and get it there, and no matter what, come from days where they get paid by the mile. You know.
Yeah.
So, but there are a lot of feelings. You'd be surprised. Wow, these big tough guys, like a lot of feelings, you know. Like I use Men Are From Mars, Women From Venus a lot every day. And you like literally words matter, you know.
Yeah.
Would you consider doing this? You know, no one's ever asked if I would. Oh, okay. Well, would you? But yeah, it's just a lot of mentoring and communicating, and you know, some days you're all out of words at the end of the day, but it's awesome. It's just been great.
Yep. So now, forgive me, I'm not familiar with the military and the rankings or not. When you retired, what did you retire as?
I was a commander in the Navy. Yeah, for sure.
Nice, very nice.
Yeah.
And you mentioned you did 6 tours. Where?
Lots of deployments. So I flew maritime aviation. So these it started at the P-3 where we were, you know, we called it hunting subs, but really, you know, just collecting information on the world's submarines that, you know, not the U.S. submarines, you know.
What aircraft are you flying at this time?
And now I fly the Lear 45.
Yeah.
But it went from the P-3, and then we replaced that to the a 737 variant called the P-8. Okay. So going from 4 props to 2 sweet jet engines, and you know, a very nice, very clean, brand new plane was awesome. But yeah.
So collecting intel on submarines, foreign submarines.
For sure.
How far away do you need to be in order to collect that information? I guess I can't imagine you got a guy that's leaning over and looking out the window and like, oh, I see one. Right?
Sometimes.
Okay. Oh, really?
Weird. You're asking great questions.
Okay.
Please don't assume anything.
Yeah.
Yes. So if the submarine is at periscope depth, right, and it's driving along, it's got this little tube sticking out of the water, and it's just it leaves a feather, is what we call it. So just you can imagine, just kind of like a little rooster tail. And we have absolutely found subs by a guy like, hey, I think he's there. I think he's literally right there, guys. You know.
Yeah.
So that's been one of the ways.
That's cool.
But normally we would drop these underwater listening devices, these hydrophones, and they have antennas out of the top, and we have a suite on board and sensor operators that track that sound.
Yeah.
Right. It can either be active or passive. We'll put out sound, it'll bounce off something, or we just listen. But yeah, and they localize the the submarine, and we kind of just follow
Just
it, keep tabs
triangulate
on
it and kind of.
That's exactly right.
That's amazing. That's so
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
I learned about all that during when the Titan Explorer exploded.
Sure.
You know.
Oh, for sure.
And those like the Navy, it was kind of put out there that Navy kind of knew because they heard it.
Yeah.
And I was
For
like,
sure.
what do you mean they heard it? And it was, all
Absolutely.
these little
Person
listening
just picked it up.
devices.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Interesting.
yeah, and noise where there's not supposed to be noise. Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
That's amazing.
For sure.
So, Bryant, out of all the conversations we've had, like if you compare yourself, and I know you don't, but if I compare your story to others who are not successful, for all the right reasons, like you found success every single step along the way. What is the reason for your success where others have probably failed?
Yeah. So
And you probably don't consider yourself successful, which is, I think, probably part of the makeup.
No, I think I'm doing okay, and there have been failures. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
But I just think, there is, let's just say, I'm willing to say there's virtually no difference between, you, me, and maybe some people who've had a tougher go, right? In like the body of choices we have to make.
Sure.
Right. I think the problem can be, and I think it was St. Augustine who said this, man. He said that, we poorly prioritize the things in our lives, right? It's all, if I love my job, it's not bad,
Yeah.
right? If I put that job above my family, now I'm an absentee dad. Sure. You know what I mean? So, I have this is always in flux. We're always moving things around, right? But being in the military and having a chance to just really go at it like, okay, well, I don't have a choice. I have to go on deployment, but now that I have to go, what else do I have to do to make sure that my family's comfortable? You know what I mean? That they're okay while I'm gone. So it's a forcing function in like prioritizing the things I do, the things I want to do, and sometimes you get it right, sometimes you get it wrong, and just like I learn as you go. But I think that's probably one of the biggest things that leads to success is just properly ranking everything you have going on, and all the choices you have to make. That's probably been one of the biggest, most successful things, right?
Do you think that ties back to a lot of your pilotage in terms of how you assess risk and what you do and the choices you make?
Yeah, that's probably another birth defect. Like I'm not too nervous about things. I think that if things can go well, I enjoy like overthinking how they can go well.
Sure.
And that's a language where like Renee and I differ. It's probably as overwhelming as someone, catastrophizing and going like, you just want to hear, okay, fine, yeah, okay, whatever.
Sure.
I do the opposite. Like I spiral up,
Yeah.
and she's just like, how could we possibly,
Yeah.
live on Mars? And, it's like, well, it could happen.
Yeah.
It could really happen. So yeah, that's probably the thing. I really do think things can go well.
Yeah.
Things
What
can
is your
absolutely
faith? How does your faith tie into that? And if I can ask.
So there is, and again, this is through experience, right? If I put my wife at the very, very top of that pyramid, like she's not made to be there, right? If I put my kids on the top of that pyramid and focus everything toward my kids, all of my energy to the kids, my kids are egomaniacs. These boys will watch the world burn and get what they want. They absolutely will, and they've proven it to us over and over again, right? So in my estimation, only God can be at the top. Like that's the person, the entity that I can rely on, like at the very head of that pyramid, that it doesn't fail.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
And then everything kind of falls in line behind that. But that really is like first.
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Then zooming out on decisions, like how does this align? Today, a year from now.
Yep.
for me, my family, my community, and then you're left with a pretty good amount of good decisions there.
Yeah, it's amazing. We see the same thing with finances, right? In that the almighty dollar, and people who have faith and people can go to church on Sundays and live out literally every piece of their life in a faithful manner. But then when they're with their finances, it's like this own separate category.
For sure.
We're like, this is mine.
Yeah.
Or even when we tithe, I'm going to give 10%, and then on 90%, this is all mine.
For sure.
Which, don't get me wrong, giving 10% is wonderful, and you should absolutely be giving and tithing. But, we came up with the mustard seeds, and mustard seeds are just really flipping all this on its head and saying, no, all of this is a gift from God. And from the we're CFPs, right? Financial advisors. So we're looking at it from the financial side. And we're saying from the standpoint of, first and foremost, realizing, acknowledging that I have all this because this is what God gave me. And so now with that realization, God, number one, how do all my decisions after that fall into place? And I think we see it in both of our lives. I see it in mine, where any moment in time in the day, week, that order gets flipped. Yeah. And sometimes my kids are first, right?
For sure.
My kids' sporting events, and you get caught up in work, and we all do it, right? And this is why we all need help. But it's amazing where nothing is really satisfying and nothing's really bringing that fulfillment until we get that reordered.
Sure. Yeah. Oh, for sure. And then once it's out of order, it just feels weird, Yep. But even any effort expended toward realigning things, you know what I mean? Like you mentioned the kids and the sports and the, oh my gosh, we're gonna, then, just taking time out, hey man, I love you. Like you're amazing, and God made you that way.
Yep.
You know that. So you're gonna go out here and have fun, right? Like just do your very best.
Yeah.
No matter the outcome, we're winning.
No, if you go 0 for 6, you're walking home.
Yeah, for sure.
I know. But
you're
continue.
Dead to me. You go over 6. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
for sure. And those moments for sure happen. I mean, we literally just this weekend, actually last week, had a discussion with one of my sons, and there's a very big difference between I am bad and I did a bad thing, or I made a bad choice, and it's empowering when you see it that way. Well, I own this. I can just make a better decision,
Yep. Yeah.
So yeah. It's just using that.
That decision, what you just did, is that what God would want you to do?
100%.
Right? It's not just coming from me. It's not just hey, where does that fall in line where you should be acting as a person, as a human being?
Dude, I never did this before, but I even keep a stash of dollar bills in my truck, right?
Yeah.
And just to give.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because there was a point in my life when I was just like, oh well, I'm not giving anything to that guy. He's just going to use it for X, Y, Z. I'm not going to support any bad habits. I'll go out there. Hey, I'll buy you food. That's it. That kind of stuff.
Yep.
But I mean, just thinking about it, I can't recall a single time that the Lord has said,
"Yep,
hey, you can have this, but only if you use it for X, Y, Z." No,
right.
No,
it's not up to you.
That's not up to me.
Yep.
Right. So now I am giving more freely, and that's
absolutely
just something that.
Yeah, I like to teach. You want to have your reoccurring giving, stuff that it's already part of your plan, your tithing, whether it be the church or a charity. You want to have that constantly, just reoccurring in part of your budget. But you want to have that spontaneous giving bucket. And where you have the funds available, and I like to carry cash on me only for the reason of the spontaneous giving, the random times, and situations presented itself. Yep, I have it, right? And we try to teach it to the kids too. Not really sure where I was going with this, but I think that's a great strategy, right? And just a sense of going back to this is all God's. What should we be doing with it? How should we be using our resources? And that's a great financial strategy, part of your giving plan, right? And
it's also what a great lesson to teach your kids as well.
Oh yeah,
you are a steward of these assets. You don't own these assets.
That's right, 100%. And you're not defined by them either, right? We can always just be so all this can go away.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
all this can go. You should expect for all this to this is temporary.
Yeah.
So when it does, who are you? Who are you going to be?
Yeah.
And I've even we talk. I mean, I wish I could say I go around talking to people all willy-nilly, but I don't.
Yeah.
The people I talk to most, they probably want to hear me the least. But it's the boys and it's Renee, and we go like it's on a loop. You know what I mean?
Yep.
But I've told each one of the boys, like, I want you to be the kind of guy, who could be a millionaire at 22, right? And it's not for the money. You could lose the money the day after you make it, but you're the dude that can, go out there and make things happen. Understand that things aren't going to go your way. They may go your way, but you're in it no matter what, So, just being a person of value, and being able to keep your head when the weather changes.
Yeah.
And it's going to change. It's going to change.
That's amazing. That's great stuff right there. Yeah.
I would say I hear a lot of I'm going to call it pilotages or dead reckoning. A lot of metaphors between your pilot career and what you're teaching your boys and other folks you're around. And I don't think that's by coincidence, because I often talk to whether it's some of my clients who are in that field or even my own kids. It's like, hey, if we're flying, now I fly pup-up planes, you fly big boy jets. It's a little bit different. But the same thing comes up where it's like, hey, if we're up and the visibility is just decreased, like, did we adequately plan for that?
For sure.
Can we get back to safety beforehand? And it's almost like life lessons from pilotage that you're trying to teach the boys. That's awesome.
It gets under your skin, under your skin, and it is an unnatural act. You're not supposed to be doing it. You weren't made to do it. But it certainly is awesome. I don't know if I told you. My wonderful bride is way more excited about this, especially on the front end, than I was. But again, 50th, this year, she inspired me to buy a plane. So I bought a Baron, 2-engine light twin, and it goes farther than my bladder will allow me to fly. So that's a good thing. It has a spare engine, which is a good thing. 2 makes 1. We were heading down to Salem, Ohio. We just take like these weekend trips, to small airports.
That's amazing.
Dude, it's
That's
surreal.
amazing.
I am not this dude.
Yeah.
I'm not this guy.
You're just unlocking a different way to see the world in the United States.
It's just so neat.
Yeah.
So her niece, her cousin, her brother's daughter lives in Salem, Ohio, middle of nowhere, Ohio. There's a small airport nearby. We go into there, and I blew a tire on the landing. Can I tell you this?
No.
Dude, oh my God. Okay, so, and I am feeling this tall. It's an uncontrolled field.
Yeah.
I blow a tire, and I'm just like, I think I blew a tire. I heard it, and I just kind of like let it go off center line to test like which side, and if there it is, okay, let me try to get this thing turned around and get it clear. Couldn't get it clear. Right? So I'll show you the pictures of it. I just like
on the landing or takeoff?
On the landing.
Okay.
On landing. So I am at this middle of nowhere, untowered airfield. It's literally just a runway.
Okay.
Right? Some other buildings where spare dudes keep spare planes, right?
Yep.
And I am like standing near it and looking up and looking all around. Like, I have no idea what to do right now. I'm stranded. So I actually had to call the FAA to get the field closed because no one can land. I'm still on the runway.
Yeah.
And the minute I do that, this like let's say 2005, maybe 2006 Ford Escape comes rolling up, with these 3 spare dudes in it. And they're just like, everything okay? Everything all right? And these guys they call themselves like the airport bums.
Yeah.
They're not bums. One guy's a United captain, 30-year United captain. The other guy just retired, 82 years old, has 2 planes in those spare hangars. And one other guy works for Caterpillar. Wonderful guys. They start making calls. They get me off the runway into a hangar. They call another dude to change the tire. And again, I'm still feeling this big. Like, we went down for that from her new niece's or new cousin's baby shower. Okay. So they went to the baby shower. I'm hanging with the hangar bums, making sure the plane gets sorted out so we have a way home.
Yeah.
And they were like, dude, how'd you keep that thing on center line?
Yeah.
And I go, I never thought about it.
Yeah.
I just thought about, like, at the end of it all, I'm unable to reuse the plane after the landing.
Yeah.
But then I looked at the pictures I took, and I did okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did okay. You know, like we didn't go all Baja into the dirt or anything like that. We kept it on the prepared surface, and we're fine. We're okay. Got the tire changed, and we were out of there like not just same day, but we were going to the Bruno Mars concert. You know, we made the concert.
Yeah.
You know? So just like, you know, and that's a time where I had to zoom out. Like I was so fixated on, you know, was it an error? Was it a mechanical thing? I don't know. I need to get this checked out. Is the rim and the brake, is it weird? Because I didn't feel like I was on the brakes like that, and only one tire locked up, the other one didn't. So I'm like, what is going on here? This must be. But those guys saying like, hey man, you did a really good job.
That's awesome.
You know, that took me out of that space right away.
Yeah.
I'm gonna head back down there and go see those guys. But I have all the contact info.
You got some friends there now.
So great.
That's what I love about the aviation community.
They're so great. So great.
Even at your level, how many hours do you have in total? Total flight hours throughout your career?
Just over 3,600 hours. Yeah.
3,600 hours is no small feat, especially when it's like military hours. So I think that probably counts more than civilian hours.
Military,
and stuff that you've
military
seen.
hours are weird.
It's totally different. But the fact that even you, as a professional career military pilot, now flies as a chief pilot for Kalitta Airlines, has an experience like that. And there's two things that you really kind of brought out, which I noticed was one, that even owning a private aircraft in the civilian space was an eye-opening experience. You're like, it unlocked a whole world for you that you even as a military pilot didn't have.
Never considered it.
And then the community that you got involved with now, simply because you're a fellow aviator, where it's just like, hey, we just take care of each other. And I've heard story and story and story of that again and again. That's why I love it.
Yeah.
The community's
those guys,
awesome.
They expected nothing.
Yep.
I mean, they were just amazing guys who just dig airplanes, man.
Yeah.
That's cool.
And they, so that we're in the middle of a repair and we're all sitting around and they're just like, oh man, we're supposed to have our safety meeting. And I was like, oh, I'm so sorry. They're like, no, this means we just sit around and have beers and talk about the week. You know? So they're just wonderful guys. You know, I'm certainly making it back down there this summer to go say hi to them again. I'm gonna bring them like a little mini fridge. They didn't have a fridge.
Yeah, that's cool.
What's your advice to young professionals out there who want to get into flying?
I would say go slow to go fast first. You know, it's just crazy expensive. Don't look left or right at what anyone else is doing.
Yeah.
And just go slow to go fast, right? You're going to have your first year flying, your first year taking lessons. You're going to be sick in your first flight, probably. Mm-hmm. I was.
Power on stalls.
Honestly, just like the first flight when you go up and just make sure your head doesn't pop off at like above 10 feet off the ground, you're probably going to get nauseous, right?
Yeah.
I mean, in like a 152, you know how they say like in the summer wear lighter clothes to reflect the heat. Well, if I'm flying over a forested area that's like dark green and I fly over a road that's light gray, I can feel it. Yeah. Because the heat reflects differently from the color, right? So just that little sort of bouncing around, that unnatural thing, you know, get the fluid in your inner ear moving this kind of funky way, and you're gonna be nauseous. Yeah. Right. That's not a showstopper. Right? I would just tell them you're gonna have to acclimate. It is a completely unnatural thing that you're doing. Yeah. You're not supposed to be doing it. You were not born with wings. So you're gonna have to learn. You got to.
Yeah, I taught science in a previous life of mine at the high school level, and I taught lift and Bernoulli's principle and all that. I don't care how much I know about all that. The fact that these machines fly is magic, and you can't convince me.
Pure magic. Yeah. Pure magic. For sure.
It's magical when you get to experience it. Tell me about the first time you soloed. I'm sure it's burned into your brain.
Oh, it absolutely is.
Yeah.
I was terrified. Yeah. And the thing about your first time alone in a plane is that your hearing gets so much better. It's so weird. Like you started this plane 20 times. Yep. The one time you start it when no one else is there, you hear everything, and now it's just like, that's that. I think that's right. I think that's okay. I think that's normal. And you do that for an hour, right? Yeah. So that was in the Navy. I worked my way out to the a working area, tool around there for like 30 minutes, come on in, put it down, and then then they're just like, you did it, man.
Yeah.
But again, another just thing. Like I never even wanted to fly.
Yeah.
Like I was going
to ask you, like, how did you get into, because I mean, right, we kind of skipped over. We're just jumping around a little bit. Started with tanks. You're boots on the ground.
Dude, Dude.
And now you're in the Navy Academy, and now 20-year flights.
Dude.
You're
So in the academy, you go, you take a series of physicals to get in, and then before you graduate and commission into the Navy or Marine Corps as an officer, they give you a pre-commissioning set of physicals, and from that set of physicals, you get a list of what you can do and can't do, right? And so if your eyesight is bad, your flying's off the list, or if you're super tall, way too tall, then submarines is off the list, something like that, right?
Okay.
I know a lot of tall submariners too, but it's weird. They bump their heads all the time. It's crazy. But I had no intention of flying because I've always been farsighted. Like I've always worn readers.
Yeah.
My prescription is a 1.5 diopter. Like I could just buy readers and just those are my glasses.
Yeah.
And the commissioning physical doctor said, hey, dude, you should fly. And I was just like, I'm wearing glasses, man. I can't fly. I can't do this. And he's just like, no, dude, your distance vision is 20/20. That's all we care about. Up close, wear these all you need to read. It's fine. And he said, plus you can always just buy a boat. You don't just drive boats. Just learn to fly. We'll teach you to fly. And that's what I made the decision then. I just put pilot as my number one choice.
Yeah.
And had the grades to get it. And never thought about it for a single day.
Yeah.
Prior to that day.
Not one day.
Oh man.
I love it.
Literally not a second thinking about it.
That's amazing.
And then afterward it was just like I guess, okay, here we are, and then you're just shoulder to shoulder with a bunch of other people who are like, okay, here we are.
Yep.
And it works out, man.
Yeah.
It's just great. Yeah. Yeah. I wasn't kidding. Like,
be
I'm the most
and work
fortunate
hard.
dude.
That's funny.
It should not be.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
The wheels are going to fall off any minute now.
Yeah.
Just waiting to wake up and
this is awesome.
So I am absolutely terrified to get into a single engine airplane.
Sure.
Right.
Yeah.
And so I think
We're
that's
gonna
probably
fix that.
I think that's probably what's keeping me from getting my pilot's license. That and some other things of not wanting to.
But you're okay with driving.
But I can drive.
okay with driving.
So convince me, how is that single engine airplane safe?
So
what do
great.
we have to do to make it safe?
This is a great question.
Okay.
So as Robert will tell you, aviation is all about like you manage risk through like a bunch of steps, and you work risk down to an acceptable level, right?
Yeah.
So you probably didn't think about your car like driving around today,
Right.
But you did assess whether or not that car was roadworthy, right? And then like how much risk am I taking by driving this thing, and if there was an excessive amount of risk, you wouldn't have taken it. Right? So single engine planes, all planes, they have to be maintained to a standard if they're going to fly. Right? So there's an annual inspection done by professionals. It is this incredibly arduous thing that I had no idea about before I got one.
Yeah.
But so the engine is maintained well. The wings are bolted on. They're not coming off. The dude just looked at them 3 weeks ago. Right? So, okay. So now what are my concerns, right? My concerns are I'll get lost. I'll come tumbling down, and then I get hurt. This is bad, right? So let's work down each one of those, right? So how can I not get lost? Well, I may have to learn about all these boxes and all these navigation systems and whatnot, or we just fly on a day like today, no clouds in sight, right? Where are we going? Helps to know where we're going. This is this is how I think as well, right? Just like working my way down the list until I get to a place where I'm okay with it. And then like, okay, I got one engine. That's like one problem away from no engines.
Right.
And this is why helicopters guys are insane to me.
Yeah.
He's looking at me because he knows I'm working on my helicopter
you guys
license.
are insane,
Yeah.
right? On my worst day in an airplane, I'm a glider.
Okay.
And I have a certain glide ratio that you'll also learn. Right? So you know that at this altitude, per like 1,000 feet, I can get 1.5 miles. Right? So then like a lot of guys will tell you, like a lot of pilots will say you'll draw a triangle between the nose and the wingtips. And you're just always kind of looking for a place in there to put it down if you need. Right? But that's
An exit ramp.
An off ramp, for sure.
Yeah.
That's exactly it.
And the helicopters, because of the way that they're built, They don't have an extra ramp,
bro.
They're just
You can
Well, they do.
auto-rotate
You
in
auto-rotate.
defense of a helicopter guy who's done
You
it.
can auto-rotate.
I do love fixed wing, though. So fixed wing will probably be the purchase.
All right,
We
so
talked
I gotta
about
put
Bernoulli's
helicopters on that
principle.
list. Okay.
They're on mine. They're on my. It's you're doing 5 things with 4 limbs. It's
Yep.
incredible.
Yeah, you're always on the controls.
It is incredible what those guys do, and then like it defies all logic, and we're even at odds when we talk about things, in planes, right? Like if Robert and I are flying, and Robert's like, hey man, you should pull power. 2 completely different meanings, right? Because when you pull power in a helicopter, like you are making power happen, right? More power. When I pull power in a plane, boop, less power, and there have been mishaps because of that language, so just like I'm doing one Mars thing already. I can't be a double Martian. This is Robert's going to be bilingual here. I'm going to speak one language. But yeah, ultimately you just kind of work risk down to an acceptable level.
Okay.
And I'm with you. The only reason I decided 2 engine over 1 engine, well, a couple of reasons. It's faster, 1, and 2. So now I would rather not land in water.
Yeah.
I'd rather not, right? So if I'm single engine, I need to be within acceptable glide range to shore. So if we went to Milwaukee today, I'd just fly right. I have 2 engines.
Right. Yeah.
I have a single engine problem. I'm still flying, but if I have 1 engine, I'm staying pretty close to land.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what's fun with that? I mean, I'm not,
Well, I mean, it's fine. I'm still flying.
Like, still flying.
I'm
But
still not going to Chicago on 94.
Yeah. Oh, I know.
I'll still get there an hour and a half.
Yeah.
So it's fine. It's fine.
Yeah.
But you're gonna be fine. You should fly. You should do it. You should totally just try it.
All right then. Yeah.
That's what we say to get people sucked into it, just like us. And then once you're in it, you're one of us, and you can't get out of it.
Yeah, growing up, I loved airplanes. Actually, there was a point in time in my life I wanted to be a pilot. We used to go to I grew up in Saginaw, so we had the Midland Bay City, Saginaw, MBS Airport. My parents had our grandparents had a flower shop, and so I'd always go with them to go pick up the flowers that got shipped up from, Florida, and we'd always just sit at the airport and just watch planes just take off left and right. And back then, it was a little bit more busier airport than it is today, but it's just so much fun. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, go ahead.
Well, I was say I could tell you, like, if we're going to talk airplanes here for a little bit, is my interest stemmed from model aviation. Like my dad used to be full-time, he'd fly Cessna 172s and stuff around. Yeah. But even from when he was a kid, and in the old days, it was string job control line airplanes. You fire up a Cox 049 engine, you'd fly it around in strings in a big circle. Then out came radio control, and you started building them. So I learned how to build model airplanes and then radio control helicopters in high school, and learned all the basic principles building them, and then learned how to fly then. And all those principles kind of translated. My dad, I'm sure he's going to watch this. He does not want me to be flying because, baby boy, he's like, no, don't do what I did. Do as I tell you, now as I tell you.
Of course.
And so he blames himself for my passion in it, but I just can't let it go. But your first time soloing, your life changes.
Oh, yeah.
And I remember when the instructor, because I used to fly at KTTF out of Monroe Custer.
Yeah.
And it was a little Cessna 150, and he said, okay, you're ready to solo, go ahead and go. And I just went through the procedures without thinking about it much until I got into the downwind leg and it was a beam the numbers. And all of a sudden it dawned on me, I'm like, I am all by myself.
It's just me.
Yep.
Here we go.
Just me to rely on me with everything you've been trained for.
Yeah.
And then I remember what he said. He goes, hey, this airplane is going to fight you to land. I said, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
He's like, well, it's 200 pounds lighter. It's just going to stay in ground effect forever. And it did, like down the whole run. It's just forever. It stayed in glide effect. But coming in for a landing as I touched down, the instructor I had at the time, Jerry, he's a cool guy, had a handheld radio sitting on his Harley, and he gave me a thumbs up, like I was Top Gun or something.
About it.
I gave him a thumbs up, man.
Forget about it.
And it was like life-changing
We're
moment
done.
for
We're
me.
done
I'm
here.
like, hey, like this, I'm
it.
all about this. I'm not going to stop doing this. So
I'm telling you, man, that is
etched in your brain forever.
Yeah. And then you put you on 696 or I-75, and you're like, I don't like this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it should be, we should put that in its proper place. Driving's it's the most dangerous thing I do every day.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
for sure.
I'd much rather fly.
I would much rather fly.
Yeah.
I would. For sure.
So, Brian, if we were to tie back any of your success stories, whether it's pilotage, commercial pilotage, and you've given a lot of good examples, what is the one thing you try to implement every day that you could tie back that one little thing has made an incremental change or a positive impact on everything you've done?
Man, that is fortunately, unfortunately, I don't know. That is not a tough question for me.
Yeah.
Everything, and I preach it to the choir, preach it to my boys. Man, I'm just happy to be here every day.
Yeah.
You know, so just approaching every day with this like insane gratitude. You know, even when and Renee's probably been watching this later. But you know, like,
Renee's awesome, by the way.
She's a machine.
Yeah.
She is. She's like, I'm the mascot of this team.
Yeah.
Like she's much more social than I am.
Renee, before we did this, they were talking about you nonstop. So how great
all
you
good
are.
things.
Yeah, all good things, babe. All good things. But I really do. Even like at the end of the day, I'm all out of words and just like want to go lay down somewhere and put the covers over my head or whatever. It's a privilege to be exhausted from the job you wanted.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like I try to find something, and fortunately for me, I don't have to look so hard. You know, the boys are doing good. They're healthy.
Yeah.
They have tomorrow to make a better decision than they did today if they weren't satisfied with their decision today.
Yeah. Appreciation and perspective.
Man, this is fine. This is fine. This
Yeah.
is fine. And you've seen that, like, just everything's on fire around you. You're like,
this
this is fine.
That's fine. I'm
This
so
is
warm.
fine. I'm warm. Look at us. I'm
Yeah.
not freezing today,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Which describes our weather for the last couple days.
Yeah.
You know? But then, like, remembering how harsh the winter was, right?
Yeah.
I'm okay sweating. I'm okay. You know, I'm not shoveling snow.
So how much of you, like you mentioned your dad passed when you were young, and how much did your childhood play into that, having that attitude of like, man, I've been through,
gratitude.
having
Massive.
that gratitude because like I've been through it.
It was massive. It was massive. And again, I'm just a city kid. Like I'm from the West Side. Like we used to, you know, like growing up, you have bike gangs. Like you just ride around in big packs of bikes and just go explore and you know go to this store and go to this person's house and play basketball all day, stuff like that, right? But when he passed away, like that was like everything changed. I no longer felt safe. Like there was a laundry list of things that I saw him do regularly, and the day after, like I was just completely lost. Like I had no idea where to start, and so I started by locking the doors every night, like I saw him do.
Yeah.
So like tonight, before I go to bed, I will walk around the house, lock all the doors, check everything before I go to bed.
Yeah.
And that was the first act that kind of changed everything for me. I'm gonna do what I saw him do, and I think I felt a little better.
Grew up that day,
And you know, so the cost of all that is like, you know, you don't have, you know, like if you're flying solo, right? You're flying with the captain, you could always look left and ask a question,
Yeah.
right? You're flying solo, there's no, you know, feedback there, right?
yeah.
Especially as a young man. But I've been so blessed just to have great mentors around me all the time. There's always been someone. You know, one of the things they don't advertise in the Marine Corps is mentorship. You will get mentored.
Whether you want it or not.
There's mentorship there. But again, my path has been so incredibly, I'm just the most fortunate guy I ever meet. Extremely blessed in that regard. You know, even when I didn't feel safe, there was a mechanism there to bring it, you know? So it's just been great.
Yeah, it's almost like you chose to be fortunate, right? That like that actively saying, hey, I'm going to always be learning.
Yeah.
By having that mentality, you attract people who they want to share the knowledge that they have and their experiences, right? Sure. And then I am so thankful and grateful. So then when doors open just a crack, you're ready and able to walk through it.
For sure.
Because how many people have that pessimistic, viewpoint of today of like this and this and this and this, and there's always had that gray cloud hanging over them. And when they have opportunities very similarly.
That's right.
But do they have the ability to see them?
100%. I mean, and what's that quote? Like, one person thinks he can, another person thinks he can't. They're both right. Yep. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So the door cracks a little bit. It can still look closed, but it's opener.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So let's push on this thing, and you realize you're pushing on an open door.
Yeah.
That it was never locked. It was never closed.
That's what discernment is. Like when we're all called to discern on what we're supposed to do in life, you're supposed to test every door and every window. The ones that open, keep walking through those, and then keep putting the work and the effort to continue on. And then you look back and going, how the hell did I land here?
Yeah.
Like, this is amazing. This isn't from me.
And then the trick becomes to not move the goalpost at the end, right? So
we talk about that a lot.
Yeah,
Looking horizon.
Looking at the horizon.
It is. It is. And fortunately for me, I'm just not smart enough to think of another goalpost.
Yeah.
Right. Like I am. Like I said, like that community college. Like you would not have known if I didn't tell you where I was going.
Yeah.
There's no. I was as happy to go to Annapolis. I was as happy to get my wings. Like there was no. I didn't. And there wasn't social media, and there wasn't anything to compare it to.
Yeah.
I wasn't looking left or right. I just knew that in my life, this is a brand new good thing, and it's what I've always wanted.
Man, that's such a good lesson.
That's a very good lesson.
Yeah, that's such a good lesson on its own, right? Is, don't compare yourself. Because I try to tell my kids all that with athletics, right? Especially I have an 8-year-old that plays baseball, and an 8, 9, 10-year-old. Some kids have developed earlier, some kids haven't yet.
For sure.
And just like, man, you got to just worry about what you're doing.
Yeah, for sure.
I got a freshman that's going into high school, and he thinks he's a basketball player and stuff. But someone can dunk, and someone's really good at shooting. It's like, man, go into the gym today and you get better.
For sure.
You get better.
Yeah,
Don't worry about, I'm not doing what they can do yet. You just get better by yourself every single day and just look at what you do. And I think that's amazing. But what a slippery slope to contentment.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Look at me. Look at me. I made 5 out of 100 shots. Yeah.
I have arrived, right? For sure.
Yeah, I made the varsity team. Look at me go.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think so I guess so you're looking at community college, you're saying, man, I made it. But did we ever get to what got you to the next step? I mean, I know someone said like, hey, going to the Naval Academy, and you're like, was it literally just, all right, why not?
It was literally,
it's free. Let's go.
There were tuition assistance programs to help me with the money to go to community college. Like there was so much help there, and
you had a good experience with the Marines at this point.
Yeah. And that's probably, that's like the hidden thing that everyone would have been okay with me taking the next step, right? They're like, okay, that guy's ready to go to school somewhere else, and in the military, that has a hidden impact, because now you're going to be an officer, which puts you in charge of people. So when people look at you and say, like, you're officer material, it really is like I could see myself following you one day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So there's but again, like there are the vast majority of people you're working with are stellar.
Yeah.
So like we just take turns following each other around. You know what I mean? Like whoever's in charge that day changes. It rotated, and we experiment with leadership. That's why I love that laboratory so much. I still use it. I still try to find the words that work, find the methods that work with this person or that person. And sometimes they don't work.
Yeah.
But it's okay.
Yeah.
But it's all right.
Yeah. Because it's going to work out well no matter what.
I mean, because we're okay. We're okay. This is fine.
Yeah.
This is fine.
This is fine.
You didn't hit me. You didn't hit me. Like even so. I said we have a huge maintenance department, and pilots are pilots and mechanics are mechanics. But there's no reason why we can't talk. And there's a picture board. The mechanics have a picture board, right? So I took pictures of the picture board, and now I'm going to start using names. Invariably, I call Joe Jim, and Joe let me have it.
Yeah.
On the spot, in front of everyone. And just like, hey, man, Joe.
Yeah.
I'm Joe. And he went on like 2 or 3 more sentences. No, really. Yesterday I was Joe. Tomorrow I'll be Joe. Still Joe.
Yeah.
And I'm like, Joe, if I do that again, man, I owe you a Starbucks gift card or something. But I'm going to go home, knock out 50 push-ups, and say 3 Hail Marys.
Yeah.
All right? It's not going to happen
Not
again.
gonna
Right? So I guess part of this whole thing is being okay with, like you just realize, like, I'm not gonna master this thing right away.
Yeah.
But I am gonna get really good at it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna work really hard to get good at it.
That's cool.
So yeah, for sure. Joe, I haven't forgot his name since.
Yeah.
Look at me go.
Yeah.
Look at me go.
And now he's getting a shout out on this podcast. That's great.
For sure. Joe Rocker, man.
Yeah.
Good dude, man. Thanks for not letting me off the hook, even though you could have.
That's right.
We could
Several
have
times.
discussed it. Yeah, several times. But yeah, but it just every day just a little bit better, and you know, to your kids in the sports thing, right? Like if I just go in here where I am and start doing things that, you know, I that maybe not everyone's doing. Maybe a lot of people are. Maybe with their summers, a lot of people are working on themselves, right? But everyone isn't.
Yeah.
And maybe I can stack up enough days to really make a special impact, right?
Yeah.
And that's going to be my role on this team, right? So eyes open, head up, and working hard, and you just don't know where it's going to go.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Coaching football, I always like to, you know, to tell the kids, right? You know, leverage is key. Leverage is key, and leverage and keep those legs driving. Keep those legs driving, and you work it, and you work it, and you work it, because one time you're going to break free.
Oh, for sure.
And that,
for sure.
And yeah.
Yeah, I can't tell you when.
Yeah.
I can't tell you when it's going to work. But when it does, I really hope you're ready for it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But and it won't happen if you're not constantly attempting to position yourself in a position to win.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
100%.
Absolutely.
100%.
Fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
Anything else you want to touch base on, Brian?
Oh, guys, no. Just thanks so much for having me, man. This has been fun.
Yeah.
This has been fun.
This is great. It's been a lot of fun.
Yeah,
This is
for
a lot
sure.
of
This is a lot of fun.
Yeah.
This has been great. It's great to hang out with you guys.